Hello, hello, good evening. Hi, happy Wednesday. We've just established it is in fact Wednesday. I couldn't believe it either even though I knew I was like getting ready for the stream today, I still kept thinking it was later in the week because it just felt like a really long week for some reason. How you guys doing? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Hope everything's working all right. I constantly am trying different things. So I'm trying a different place for the camera, and it's at kind of a weird angle, but if it works, then it's like one less thing I have to set up. I don't have to set up like a tripod and everything before the stream, so I'm always trying to streamline my stream. So anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Hi, Disney Dame, if you can still hear me. I guess you're driving or about to drive. Hi, Adam. Welcome. Yeah. It's been a long week. I was exhausted today. You know what? I had to go into the office like twice this week, which is unusual for me. And I guess and I had to drive with really pretty wild drivers today in rush hour. So too long of a week for sure. And for many people, today is an especially long day. I'm not going to dwell on it, but yeah, it's kind of a rough week for a lot of people. So anyway, that said, I'm also like setting up some speakers. About a year ago, my friend Ben, Disney Dame, gave me his old speakers, and I only just started to set them up. So now I have one new speaker and one old speaker, and I still have some stuff to do on my setup here. And then we'll see if it sounds better. It should sound better. Yeah. I would basically have no home entertainment system if it weren't for Ben, because he's, I think aside from my receiver, all the speakers I've ever owned have come from him as either they've all been gifts, or, I've just inherited them. So, he knows. I had to contact him because there was something missing from the speakers that I never followed up with him on, and he sent them to me this week, and I finally got like the right plugs, and I got some more speaker cable and all this stuff, so I'm starting to wire it up. But now I have to move all my components around. I have to move the AVS. I didn't want to touch that speaker because the AVS is actually on top of the speaker right now. I didn't want to touch that before the stream in case I did something really bad and messed it up. But anyway, so it's 10 o'clock. I guess I can get started. Hello. If you're watching this later, or if you're watching the stream and you've never been here before, welcome. I'm Eugene Myers, EC Myers Vids. I am a writer. I'm a gamer. Every Wednesday, I stream an NES game from my collection of 360-ish games, I think, many of which I've never played for more than a minute or two. So that's what this whole weekly stream is about, and every now and then I'll stream other games during the week when I have time, when I'm not writing. And now we're in the M's, so we're about halfway through the alphabet, and we're playing Millipede today, which is a new acquisition. I got this just a few months ago in Denver when I went game hunting with my friend Nefarious Wes. He's also a YouTuber, and he took me around to some of his favorite spots, including Level 7, which is amazing. Is it level 7? Yeah, it's level 7. I want to say level 13, but I think it's level 7. And so they're great. I had a really good time game hunting with stores that had a nice selection of NES games at completely reasonable prices, and they were more than willing to negotiate with you. And I felt I haven't really had that positive a game hunting experience before. At least in person at a shop, and so that really turned me on to why people like to buy games in stores as opposed to like what I was doing, getting them on like eBay or online or whatever. So anyway, I also have a few things to plug this week. So you saw me stream Raleigh last week. It's an NES homebrew game that's on Kickstarter right now. I streamed the ROM off of my EverDrive, but they just sent me a review copy in this very nice smoky gray case. And I'll try to zoom in a little bit there. I think it looks really cool. I'm very excited about this game. I played through 11 stages, I think, out of the 16, and had a lot of fun with it. I'm going to probably do a review of this later in the month, whenever I can fit that in, and I have to try finishing the game soon. But yeah, it's on Kickstarter now. It's funded, so you can go in and essentially it's pre-ordering the ROM or a cartridge or a complete in box game. And even though I have the review copy and I have the ROM already, I have backed the Kickstarter. I'm getting a complete in box copy. I wanted the limited edition complete in box game, but I could not justify the expense of that. I also received recently this awesome book called Lost Transmissions, The Secret History of Science Fiction and Fantasy, which is edited by my friend Desirina Boscovich, and it's a really cool book. It's basically a collection of stories and essays on science fiction and fantasy. There's a foreword here by Jeff Vandermeer, who wrote Annihilation, like that series, the Area X series. There's a really cool article on like war games. I read this really cool article about C.S. Lewis's Lost time travel story, and then there's just like critical analysis in here for like Metropolis, The Long Shadow of the Never Seen, THX 1138, which is a Lucasfilms thing. And I've just been kind of dipping into this from here, here and there, reading an article like once or twice a night. Really good list of contributors: Matt Kressel, Nick Mamadis, Annalee Newitz, Charlie Jane Anders, Genevieve Valentine. Like really cool. Like who's in science fiction and fantasy right now? C.S. Lewis wrote a lost time travel story. Yeah, I'd never heard of that either. So there's apparently, after he died, there was a manuscript appeared of a short story called, let's see what happened to that article here, because I actually tweeted a picture of it the other day. I guess it's in the literature section, right? That would make sense. What was it called? I cannot find it now because I'm on stream and I can't read properly. Anyway, I don't remember the title of it. I read this yesterday, but it's actually, so it's like it ends halfway through the manuscript, like mid-sentence basically, and there was a bit of controversy around it, thinking that perhaps somebody forged it. They forged his handwriting and mimicked his style and tried to pass it off as a story by C.S. Lewis, but the consensus seems to be that it is actually authentic. Some of C.S. Lewis's contemporaries, like his friends, recall him reading sections of it at one point. And why can I not find this in the table of contents? Maybe there's an index, maybe? Yes, there is an index. Of course there's an index. But he's probably under L for Lewis, not C for C. Yes. So it's like page 19, maybe? No, I think it's later in this. Anyway, you'll have to get the book to find out the name of this story. I assume we can find it online somewhere. Why can't I remember the title? It has a really interesting title, too. Anyway, and it's a very cool book. It's got like really nice illustrations and things like that in here. Hey, Jen! You might be interested in this Lost Transmissions book. I don't know if you've heard about it. But yes, did I just make a joke that I'm not aware of, Adam? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, check it out. It's really neat. It's really neat. So they sent me a review copy of that, and I love it. And I would purchase this. Again, I will actually probably purchase this as a gift for some folks over the holidays. Anyhow, I am going to get started on a game. That's enough shill. Oh, no, it's not enough shilling. One more thing. If you're a fan of Orphan Black, tomorrow a new serial called... oh, yes, you'll have to buy the book. Orphan Black, The Next Chapter, a serial sequel, an official canon sequel to the Orphan Black series, premieres tomorrow on serialbox.com. I'm one of the writers for the series. I wrote 1.5 episodes, 1 3/4 episodes. And my first one is episode 3. But every episode is also narrated by Tatiana Maslany, and she's incredible. So I would definitely check that out. Right now, I think through the 19th, you can buy the season for like $10, and it's 10 episodes. And then the price will go up to like $13. Yay! Awesome Disney Dame. Very exciting. It's been fun to work on. I'm completely honored to be part of this project. I hit start, so I guess we're playing this now. Okay, Millipede. So I can't remember if I've ever played this before. I might have played it on Atari, or I might have played Centipede on Atari once upon a time, but I've definitely not played the NES game. And if you're following me on Twitter, Memblers, who actually made the board that Raleigh is not quite printed on, but that Raleigh uses and a lot of homebrew games use, the PCB. Memblers tweeted that the person who made the music for Millipede, or at least the title screen, is actually the person who designed the audio for the NES, which is kind of neat. So, well, HAL Laboratory. So Nintendo and HAL had a pretty close relationship early in the day. All right, let's get started. I have no idea what these different games are. I'll have to try them out. A and B. I looked at the manual, but I don't remember seeing the difference between those. I also thought, so I know you only use the A button. I also thought that, oh, okay, I have to kill those things. I have to turn it into a mushroom. Is that how that works? I had thought, for some reason, that you control a millipede in the game, but you are actually trying to destroy this millipede or turn it into a mushroom, which is pretty intense. I guess, are you supposed to just get a high score? Like, how does this work? Oh my gosh. Oh god. Oh, okay. What is happening? What? Why are things exploding? So I have to kill these insects. Oh no. It's sort of interesting how the game is like designed within a frame, and the score on the side is actually overlapping the frame a little bit. I should just make this my my streaming backdrop. Does this just keep going? Like, how does this work? And what are those dot things? Oh, those are bombs, right? That's right. I can use those to destroy things if I'm very clever about it. Uh-oh, and I've lost. This is very frenetic. It's sort of, I guess this is one of those things that's sort of like a ripoff of Space Invaders, or an evolution of Space Invaders. Oh, man. That was my last ship, right? Do I have one more ship? A lot of ships. So I made a round 6. I don't know. I guess it's just, oh, there's 2 millipedes, or is it 1 millipede that's been broken into 2? And... oh my gosh, okay. Round 7, game over. I have no idea if that's any good or not. You definitely played this in the arcade. This was the game that made me decide I didn't like trackballs. Oh, it's DDT. I thought it said dot. I was like, what is that? Oh, hey Wes. Hi. Welcome. How are you doing? Not much going on. I prattled on for a while about stuff, and I only just started. That was my first round of the game, or the first attempt at the game, and I got to round 7. I don't know if that's good or not. Probably not. I guess this is just an arcade game that just keeps going, like Galaga or something, which probably means I'm not going to be very good at it, but it's kind of neat. I mean, it's very, very rudimentary, and I was just commenting on how weird it is that it's like in a frame and the score is overlapping the frame. Like, they could have edged the score and stuff over to the right a tiny little bit so it doesn't overlap with the frame, right? Unless they're going for some kind of design thing. But it looks like somebody's OBS overlay, you know? Lying in bed watching TV in this. Oh, thanks. Are you watching a game? Is it football? Is football happening? Is that still a thing right now? I think people have been talking about sports ball lately. Well, I'm honored that you were hanging out here. I have definitely missed you. Yeah, not much going on. I'll try another game A, and then I'll try game B, I guess, and we'll see what the difference is. You only use one button in this game, so I guess you're supposed to, I don't know, do you get points for destroying those mushrooms? I don't think so. You do get points for the bugs. So there's probably some strategy where you should get the bugs first and then get the millipede. I keep saying centipede. So how is this really different from centipede? Oh gosh, okay, that didn't work. And then those mushrooms regenerate. I mean, really, I guess you're just going for a high score. It's really interesting how the screen, like, refreshes between stages. I mean, I don't care about the score, so I'm just going to try to get this thing. Get that thing. Oh, my way is blocked. Oh, wait, I can move up and down. Ah! I totally didn't realize I could do that. That's kind of funny. I think you can move anywhere within this, like, gray area, so that's helpful. I was thinking it was like a Space Invaders thing. Interesting. Oh, that worked. What the heck is that? It's like a dragonfly, maybe? Anyway, these games go quick, so I'll catch up on the chat after I die pretty soon. Yes. Oh, wait. Oh, I was supposed to move back down. Okay. Now that I know I can move around, I'm not moving around, so that's annoying. That didn't work as well. What the heck? Alright, round 7 again. How do I get that ladybug? I think the ladybug gives you points or something? Like extra points? Some sort of bonus thing? Alright, round 8, new personal best. Oh man, now it's Galaga. These things are flying down and the end, okay. Alright, well that's quick. Game over. Just regular TV. Gotcha. Yeah, I know. That happens. 10 times more legs going at him. Yeah. Okay, let's try game B. I don't know what the difference is. I don't see any difference here. What's the difference? Is it just faster? What the heck is even happening? So I think the ladybug just progresses you to the next stage? It's also interesting because I guess you're in a ship. And I had commented earlier that I like the box art for this game, which shows an archer. And I guess you're not really an archer in this. What is the difference between game A and game B? So it's also like the game doesn't end when the centipede gets down, or the millipede gets down there. I guess it will probably just keep running around. I think this game is faster. I think game B is faster. I can't say I like this green border. On my TV it looks okay, but on my on the stream it looks extra bright. More bugs in general. 2 spiders instead of 1. So another 8 legs. Hello Sod, how are you doing? I'm doing okay so far. I think. What's up? Alright, I don't know how much of this I'm gonna do tonight. But I also don't know how late I can stream because I am very tired. I was up late last night. So the other night I beat Blaster Master, the NES game, on Switch. But I used, on the Switch Online, but I used save states. I save state scummed my way through it because that game is extremely difficult. And the limited continues and the difficult bosses mean I would have been playing the game for weeks or months trying to figure out how to beat some of those bosses or find my way through the mazes with like a limited number of lives. So I use save states, and I feel okay about that, I think. But I do also want to play it legitimately. Like, I feel like I should be able to play it through the way you're meant to play it and actually beat it now that I sort of know my way around. I kind of know how to beat a lot of the bosses. And so last night I made an attempt, and the game is very long. It's a very, there's like 8 areas, and there's a lot of backtracking, and I was playing the game for like almost 4 hours, I think, and I kept dying in, is that a flower? Kept dying in Area 6, on the Area 6 boss, even though I killed it pretty easily in on the Switch. When I figured out how to do it, I had a hard time with it last night, and I had to keep going and getting power-ups, because the only way to beat it is really like power yourself completely up and then like not get hit by it. So I was up very late last night. That's the short version of that long story. I am tired. I did not intend to stay up that long playing Blaster Master, and I had thought I might play some more of it tonight, maybe even on stream, and just beat it, but I don't think I can stay up that long. Now there's more mushrooms. It's going faster. Good grief. What's going on with this map? Yeah. But yeah, Blaster Master is very hard. And I actually was like hating myself and hating life for a little bit towards the end. So I started thinking, maybe I don't need to beat this the proper way. Because I just kept dying on that one boss. And it was miserable. I mean, at the very least, I felt like it was a justification for using those save states. The Japanese version of the game has unlimited continues. But the other drawback with continuing is that you have to start over from the beginning of the stage, which isn't the worst thing in the world. And in fact, apparently, I guess some people use what they call a death warp, at least for like speedrunners. And because if you die, if you have to backtrack, so I was backtracking to Area 1, and I died in Area 3, but then I started Area 3 at the beginning of Area 3, was actually very beneficial in terms of backtracking. So that's one way to, I guess, shortcut your way through the game. Flashing back to playing this at the roller skate rink. Wow. Yeah, it's important to recognize when a game isn't fun anymore. Yeah, and I felt like at that point I was just like, I'm just doing this to kind of prove it to myself that I can do it, or maybe actually prove it to other people that I can do it, because I was actually recording, even though I wasn't streaming it. And I was like, I don't know if this is worth it, but I feel like I have like a little asterisk next to it when I say that I beat Blaster Master. But that's actually how I beat Ghosts and Goblins, because and I have no interest in going back through and trying to finish that legitimately. And I actually used it for Ninja Gaiden 3, and again, it was just one of those things where it's like, I think I can do this if I just keep playing. Like, I can get through all of these challenges, so it's just a matter of time before I can get through this in one sitting the way you're supposed to. But I don't have that kind of time in my life, so Blaster Master is really hard. I feel like it's really a great game. Like, I'm really impressed with how much they packed into it, and how I feel like how deep it is, even though it has all these flaws. But it's also really hard. Like, I really kind of love it, but I also like really hate it. So that's how you feel about playing Super Empire Strikes Back. Yeah. For full credit, you got to do this while standing on roller skates. How far did you get on roller skates, Disney Dame? And Dig Dug. I am not good at Dig Dug. I've not really played much of it, though. We have Dig Dug 2 on the NES. Dig Dug only came out on the Famicom, but I have played a little bit of it. Blaster Master should have had a password feature. I mean, look at Fester's Quest, right? They totally botched that one. Blaster Master, if it had a password feature, because Blaster Master, it kind of rivals like Metroid, right? In terms of like the size of the game, it might be bigger. I think it's bigger than Metroid, and there's almost as much backtracking in it. The bosses are harder. I don't know. It's a hard game. The password feature would be nice. So I don't know. I may make another run for Blaster Master and see if I can do it. But I also have Blaster Master Zero I want to play at some point. I have Blaster Master Enemy Below, which was kind of a remake for the Game Boy. But I've also got other games to play. I need to finish Ocarina of Time, which I started. I want to play some more Remnant. I want to play some more Astral Chain. Or a level skip. So Blaster Master actually has a stage select, which you can enable or re-enable through Game Genie, and I tried it out, but the drawback with it is you start at the beginning of a stage, but you have no powers. Like, you have none of the upgrades for your tank, so you can't actually get anywhere. If you start at a later stage, you can't do anything. So a level skip for like the warp whistles would be great. Some of the backtracking is also just kind of like busy work. Like, why? So you have to go through stage 1, 2, and 3. The access point for stage 4 is back in area 1, so you have to backtrack all the way to area 1. Then you play through 5 and 6. The access point for level 7 is back in area 2, so you have to backtrack. And then to get to level 8, you have to go to area 3. And I don't know. Again, if it was the only game I had for 3 to 6 months as a kid, that would have been amazing. Old school game design mindset. Yeah, I mean, you still see it in Metroidvanias, but I feel like they're only doing it because it's what you expect from a Metroidvania, and I think that it's less onerous than it was back then. But not having a password is... I think you're right, Wes. It should have had a password. So the ladybug just like shuffles the stage, maybe? I know the manual said something about what it does. Should I not be splitting the millipede in half? Oh, I only got some of it there. This is interesting. I guess there's sort of bonuses because you can kill these things for points. This totally sounds like what I expect an arcade game to sound like. I'm not sure how to use these like things strategically. The mushrooms. I'm not really sure why the screen keeps refreshing like that, though. That's a little unnerving. Oh, the ladybug turns things into flowers? What is that? What is the use of that? Oops. This should be one of those not so weekly retro gaming challenges. B button doesn't do anything in this game. It's all about the A button. Ah. So yeah, Blaster Master, that's been my obsession. I'm in this weird holding pattern on a project where I'm supposed to turn in a project within a month. But I have not yet received approval or had a conversation about the outline. I've not signed the contract. And every day creeps closer to what I assume is a hard deadline, and I don't know how to proceed. So I'm just kind of not doing anything on it. Because I know I'm going to get like revision notes on my next book too pretty soon, and that's going to be due. I'm just kind of enjoying... You know, I'm sort of using this time to settle into a new schedule, because the Spud has a new schedule, which is marvelous. He's in bed by like 9 o'clock certainly most nights, which is fantastic. Living the dream. He tends to wake up though around 1 a.m. and then he wants to go into our room. So that's going to be annoying. But he does go straight back to sleep, so... Anyway, we're settling in. He seems to be enjoying his new school pretty well, even if I have no idea what he does all day. Ah. Whoa. So I guess the only real way to... Oh, these are new. Only way to progress to a new stage is to actually get rid of that centipede. Oops. Did I get a 1-up? It looks like I got a 1-up at some point. Let me know if I'm mumbling too much and you can't understand what I'm saying, because I've noticed, I think that I tend to do that. And I'm sorry for that. Alright, round 13. Great. It's a cool feeling to come back to something you couldn't beat early on in a game and beat it because you got new power. Absolutely. Metroidvania game. Oh, you're right. Metroidvania games implement like a warp teleport. Yeah, they have the now they do. Like we can take shortcuts now. Like certainly Symphony of the Night did that, right? And yeah, that's a good point. That makes it a lot. Those are a lot better. Nerve-wracking. A little bit. Super Metroid game will generally provide a quick exit once you find the power-up located in the area. Oh, thanks, Adam. I think sometimes I talk too fast or I mumble or something. Yeah, especially when I'm concentrating and I kind of when I'm more talking to myself than I am to the stream. I think I tend to just mumble. I'm trying to be better about that and talk a little bit more clearly and into the microphone. So anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well. I've had a little bit more time to watch some streams and keep up with what people are doing, which is very nice. But yeah, after this stream's over, I'm going to probably finish trying to set up these speakers, I think. And then maybe I will go to bed early or read. Probably start reading and then fall asleep, which is what happens. Ow. Yeah, this is an interesting... I'm not sure how good a port this is actually supposed to be. But I feel pretty good about this as a $5 purchase. A good portion of my reason for wanting this is I did have vague memories of playing this game or a game like it on the Atari. And also I do like the box art for it. I do not actually like millipedes. Or centipedes for that matter. Or most crawly bugs. Something interesting about arcade games, I guess, back in the day, like this and Galaga and everything, is all about like killing bugs. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, wow, I didn't expect that to work. I like that in these early stages you are at least a little bit faster. You cannot destroy the flower. You're a little bit faster than the millipede. Oh, looks like you actually have a rapid fire that I didn't realize. Oops. Ladybug, why you do that? What the? This is really strange. I can't even tell what's happening. The screen refreshes like that. I do not have any roller skates Disney game. Ugh. I think Cora has rollerblades somewhere. They're not going to fit me, though. Oh. Okay. What about Vanillipeds? Vanillipeds? What's a Vanillipede? Is that a thing? I'm not going to Google that. Cost 25 cents to play at the skating rink in 1993. Okay, but this is a home version. You can play it at home as many times as you want. I mean, this game probably was like 20 or 30 bucks back in the day on the NES, right? Rent a pair. I mean, it feels like a pretty good game. Like, controls are good, so I'm assuming this is a good port. It's probably different playing it with the joystick. Oh, I should have gotten the advantage out for this one. Dope. I assume you can pause. Yeah, you can pause. Cool. Even Blaster Master had this thing against bugs. Like, bugs in video games. That's an interesting... Might be an article in that somewhere about all the bugs in video games. And how they're always cast in a villainous role. Very infrequently are bugs the heroes. There's like some PlayStation 1 game that I found that where you play a spider. Which is pretty unusual. Did they have any Millipede or Centipede things going on in like Wreck-It Ralph? I don't think so. There's something very Jeff Vandermeer about turning a Millipede into a fungus. Now that I think about it. Oh, I walked right into that spider. Is there any, like, how do you beat this game? Like, what's the ending state considered? The Mexican runner probably had to choose like a certain stage or something as a win condition. Once that thing gets down here, it gets really challenging. All these spiders. Round 14. Ah. Okay. Oh, Milli Vanilli. What? It's terrible. Feels like a Max game. Saturn game called Bug, where you play as a bug fighting other bugs. Oh, Pokemon as a concept was based on bug catching. That's a good point, Disney Dame. That's true. That's actually like a feature of other games, like Animal Crossing. You can collect bugs, right? Milli Vanilli. So, like, what's your favorite arcade game? Because I think mine is Galaga. I tend to not like arcade games, or I guess I just like being able to progress in a game and feel like there's like an actual ending. And so the fact that many arcade games just kind of repeat is kind of not appealing to me. But I think my favorite is Galaga, and I feel like I might at some point like Popeye the best, or like Popeye a lot if I played it more, because I really enjoy that, because it's also like a platformer thing. But I also really got into Mappy Land, and I think I might try to play more Mappy and see if I like that as well, because the mechanics are the same. So I think I still like platformers mostly, but I really like Galaga, even though I'm not particularly good at it. And I really want to like Gauntlet, like so basically I guess I'm saying I want to play more arcade games. And maybe that's one of the reasons why I don't really like the Atari all that much. I mean, aside from the rudimentary graphics, so many Atari games are ports of arcade games, I guess, or if they have that arcade feel because they were sort of the same. To me, they feel like they were sort of the same, developed with the same sensibilities in mind. Ah. Has anyone tried to update this game, I wonder, for like a modern audience? Is there a Millipede, 64, or... Oh man, I thought I got that one. This one's not my best run. Why did I do that? And I don't really play, I haven't played a lot of, more like newer arcade games, which I'm sure lots of people would be. I guess I'm talking about like old school arcade games. But if you like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game or something like that, then that's cool. Lots of people do. I mean, I've always liked it too, but they have a very different feel. And once you got into sort of the more modern era, like, what do you call this kind of a game? Is this like a screen-based? I guess this is a shooter technically. Pac-Man though, like what's Pac-Man? Maze game, okay. But these are all like, they all tend to have like one screen or something, like Bubble Bobble. Or Ice Climbers. They're pretty generous with the 1-ups actually in this. Oh I was too far up. Okay. Soul Calibur. Oh, yeah, I do like Soul Calibur. I always have to button mash that. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Brilliant idea for a future stream. Everyone sends in questions about my work or books or hard trivia questions, and then Cora reads them out, and he has to try and answer while winning at Millipede. Alright, there's a PS... saw that already. Arcade game, Street Fighter 2. Gauntlet, but only with friends. Like the original Gauntlet? Warrior needs food badly. You don't like arcade type games because of the repeating. Yeah, Tapper holds a soft spot in my heart. I don't think I've played much Tapper. Soul Calibur, Golden Axe, Moonwalker, Soul Calibur, Sunset Riders. Yeah, old school stuff. Airwolf. Oh my gosh, is that Airwolf game different in the arcade from the NES version? And Millipede is a single screen shooter or fixed screen. Okay, that makes sense. But even like Punch-Out. Punch-Out's an arcade game, right? I mean, honestly, Disney Dame, having me answer questions while playing any game is probably... I mean, I'll just be distracted. I'll either answer the questions poorly or I'll play the game poorly, or probably some combination of both. I thought all my streams were supposed to be that format, though. Nobody ever asks about writing stuff, though, or very rarely, or anything else, really. We just have like conversations. I do like to keep up with the chat, though, as much as I can. I don't tend to enjoy streams that are so popular that there are like hundreds of people watching or even dozens of people watching, and you can't really have a conversation with the person who's playing because they're going to miss most of the comments and not even respond to most of them anyway. Oh, look at that, one shot. But I like some of those streams. It depends on what they're playing and who's playing it, and I don't know. I guess I don't feel like ignored necessarily, but when I'm watching a stream, I want to be part of the conversation. I want to either I'm having a conversation with other people in the stream, or with the person who's playing the game. And I think I was thinking about this earlier tonight because I met my son at his bus, and then we had the whole evening together. And my wife's not home; she's away this week. And like this, even though I was in the office today and had some coworkers and everything, most of my social interactions are with this like 4-year-old, and he's an incredibly awesome 4-year-old. But I don't really get to interact with people, certainly peers, certainly people who share my interests in writing and gaming and everything. So this is kind of where I get that a lot of the time. And that's one of the reasons why I don't really like Twitch as much as YouTube, because I don't feel like the conversation is really a big feature of Twitch, even though there's lots of ways to leave comments and things. No. Nuts. Okay, so we did favorite arcade games. What are you guys playing these days? So my main games have been Astral Chain, Ocarina of Time, and Blaster Master. And I'm sort of dabbling in some other things here and there. But those are the main focus, or at least the ones that I would go to if I didn't have anything else, that I really wanted to play at a given moment. Those are the ones that I'm like actively trying to beat. There's a lot of games coming out this month, the next couple of months. Oh no! And the Genesis Mini's coming out. I'm gonna stream some Genesis games for sure. Alright. Airwolf, the arcade game, is a side-scrolling shooter. Okay. The mile a minute chat, yeah. The chat's an uber popular stream, seem to be pretty inane anyway. Yeah, that's a good point. Charity stream. Just tweeted a video of Airwolf, the arcade game. Alright, thanks, Sod. I'll check it out. I did not enjoy Airwolf, the NES game, very much. You quit Getting Over It and Mega Man X, and now I'm replaying Into the Breach and enjoying Chrono Trigger Remastered. What is that on? I saw you mention Chrono Trigger the other day. I want to play Chrono Trigger, and I will probably play it on my DS when I get back to it. I had started a game and I got maybe half an hour into it, and then I got distracted by something else. Chrono Trigger is definitely something on my list. I've never played through it, and it seems like exactly the type of game I would love if I were playing a Japanese RPG. Ugh. You quit Mega Man X. That's interesting. I'd like to hear more about why that happened. I did not quit Mega Man 11. However, I started playing Mega Man 11, and I did not feel particularly moved to continue playing Mega Man 11, at least in that moment. It is different enough from Mega Man that I'm not sure if I'm actually enjoying it or not. But I need to give it more time. I think it's probably a good game. It's just, I don't know. And Mega Man 11's on my list of games to play as well. At least that first one. Whoops. You know, I also might be the only person, speaking about arcade games again, who actually enjoys Donkey Kong 3. I kind of would play more of that. Which is another game where you're shooting bugs. You're like Stanley the Bugman or whatever, right? What is it about bugs? Or maybe it's like a programmer thing. It's like, oh, we hate bugs. So we'll just, like, make the metaphor literal in a game. Kill the bugs. Or it's also a sort of like, maybe it's like a, you know, universal people don't like bugs thing. Like Starship Troopers and Ender's Game. Nope. The only good bug is a dead bug. But, like, aren't spiders and millipedes or centipedes, like, enemies or something? Or do they avoid each other? Because I feel like if anything's going to take on a spider, it's going to be, like, a centipede. And why are they so... Are they big or am I small? Is this an inner space thing? Or are these gigantic creatures that are attacking? I have so many questions. Turns into a golden mushroom. Ah. And what's going on with these flowers? There's a lot to keep track of on the screen here. I could have sworn I had the centipede, the millipede down. Nope. Ah, almost made it a 15. Almost. Let's see. They released Chrono Trigger on the PC. Finished Division 2 and Borderlands 3. Oh, that's right. Don't you normally have a gaming night tonight? They released Chrono Trigger on the PC. Apparently the release kind of sucked, but oh, I think I heard about them updating that. Airwolf on the NES and Airwolf on the Famicom are 2 different games. Oh, interesting. I should try the Famicom one. Alright, beat Mega Man X when I was a kid, started again recently with the Legacy Collection. Got kind of sick of the tower level near the end, decided it wasn't even fun. Okay. Shooting bugs, you're also steaming your gorillas, naughty bits, and Donkey Kong 3. And that's where the fun is, right? Okay, interesting. Yeah, the not having fun thing. What was I going to say? I saw something about Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 being released on the Switch pretty soon, and it's supposed to be like the mobile port version of it, but apparently it's also very good. So I'm interested to see how that pans out, because I think I want to play those games at some point, Dragon Quest 2 and 3, because I played the first one as a kid and finished that. And I was thinking about getting the Game Boy versions, because those are supposed to be improved over the NES. But the Switch would absolutely be much more fun to play than a Game Boy version, I would think, depending on how they ported it. And it may not actually be released in the US. It might be an Asian-only release, but you can import it, and I think it'll be in English. So I'll have to do some research on that at some point. Dope. This isn't gonna be a good one. No, I mean like a mobile, like a phone mobile game. Oh, I think I just saw a flash of lightning out there. That's exciting. I don't think I knew there was gonna be a thunderstorm tonight. Yeah, supposedly the phone version of it is really well done. I think it just doesn't have like animations on the enemies, but I think the translation's good. And you have to use a touchscreen, but I'm assuming on the Switch that you won't need to use a touchscreen for it. And I think the orientation of the game is also supposed to be like portrait, and I have to imagine they're going to change that for the Switch. So, although I guess you could do it in Tate mode, right? Well, but not on your TV, so that wouldn't look great. Alright, that didn't go well. Yes, you can take out the Millipedes by shooting the DDT if you time it right. I've done it a couple times. And I think you probably get awesome bonus points for it. Here, I'll just do it there. Oh, no, I was going to do it, but then I ended up just shooting the Millipede instead. I'll try it over here. Nope. Okay, let's try... No, that's not doing it. Anyway, you have to kind of time it when they're like right next to it. But yes, that is another way to destroy them. I took one out entirely with like one shot in one of my previous runs. Ah. Well, this was a port by HAL Laboratory, and they, I think, did really good ports, didn't they? What the heck is that thing? Is it like a beetle or something? It had pincers and stuff. Here's some thunder happening outside. I wonder if I should go bring that speaker in from the garage soon before it starts raining. Like I said, this might be just a short stream tonight. That screen transition really, I was gonna say really bugs me. Ah. It's very disorienting. It's really hard to find like a safe space to stand. Some of these levels don't even have any DDT on them. This is clearly some kind of bonus level. Ah. Oh. It's so weird that it actually like will start building the next round even though it's a game over. Gotta run. Thanks, Sod. Have a good one. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna stream for very much longer myself. I thought about switching to another game. I mean, I've been having fun with this actually, so there's no reason to change that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna run pretty soon because I have some other stuff I want to do tonight, and I think I want to run outside and bring in the stuff from the garage before it starts pouring. So maybe I'll do another round of this, and then we'll call it an early night for a change, and maybe I'll stream some more tomorrow night or Friday or sometime this weekend if I'm up for it, depending on when I hear back about this project. The way I figure is the soonest I'll hear about this thing is is Friday, but more likely at this point it's going to be Monday because you have to schedule like a conversation and whatnot. So I'm sort of assuming that I'm going to have the weekend without much to work on. So a lot of my schedule is like figuring out like when will I actually have time to like game and watch stuff versus like when do I need to buckle down and write. And just this past week actually I ended up having less time than I expected to because over the weekend I got a last minute revision that I had to do by Monday, and it didn't take very long, but it was unexpected, and it did take some number of hours on an evening that I had been planning to just play a game. So that happens. Whoa. But yeah, this seems like a fun game. I'll probably play this from time to time. Sort of, it's scratching that Galaga itch. Ugh. We can just kind of zone out and play. It's like I do like Space Invaders, although again I'm not very good at it. It's another arcade game that I like, and this is basically a mashup of Space Invaders and Galaga. So that's kind of cool. Oh, see, I knocked that thing out and Sod's gone. I have to check to see. I'm not sure if the Renaissance is streaming tonight. I forget what game he was playing on Wednesday nights. See, like, why does it bother building that stage when it's going to be a game over? Alright, well, I'm going to play one more round, and then I will call it a night, guys. So So I want to set up those speakers and go to bed early, I think. Early for me, anyway. I also do get a little bit nervous sometimes when there's like an electrical thing happening while I'm streaming. So if there's a lightning outside. I wasn't expecting that thing to make a left turn. Doesn't look like I'm doing very well here anyway. I think what was my best? Did I make it to round 15 tonight, or is 14 my best? I don't even know what my high score was. Oh, the top score is right there, 94,000. Eh. I'd be interested to try just the actual arcade version of this and see how different it might be. Also, I'm just still mystified by a lot of the rules in this, like what's triggering all these screen changes and things, so I need to look at the manual again and see what's actually happening here. I also have a photo to edit this week. We did our photo shoot with the Spud as the fourth Doctor from Doctor Who. I need to get that done. Ah. Okay. Go. And that's that. All right. Well, that was actually pretty fun. Again, I'd like to play something else. I'd like to keep playing, but I think I'm going to go. But maybe I'll be back later this week. I don't have a lot going on this weekend, so maybe if you're around, I'll see you again. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Good night, Disney Dame, and Adam, and Jen, and Wes, if you're still watching. I will catch you guys later. Next week is... now, it actually is Milon Secret Castle, and I'm probably not going to be very good at that. I know it's one of the Renaissance's favorite games, so hopefully he'll be there in the chat. Yeah, Milon Secret Castle, that'll be fun. And this weekend, if I stream something, I don't know what I'll stream, because I'm not streaming Astral Chain. I'd been thinking about starting a Knights of the Old Republic stream, but I've got so many games I'm in the middle of. So I kind of want to wrap up some games first. Maybe I'll stream some more Dad Quest. I don't know. I got to finish some games before I move on to something else. But anyway, yeah, good night, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. It was good to chat. All right, take care. Good night.